Larry King passed away today at the age of 87 in Los Angeles. I wanted to tell you about some things that I admired about Larry King. I actually spent some time watching some of his interviews earlier this year. At the beginning of the pandemic, when I was spending a lot of time at home, I binge watched a bunch of Larry King's interviews. And there were some things that I noticed about his style, about him, that I kind of admired. He didn't really prepare for his interviews. And you could tell, not because he looked unprepared, but his questions were really simple. He didn't come across as a know-it-all because of over-preparation. Over-preparation can make you sound like a know-it-all, and he didn't sound like that. His questions were really simple. His interviews had a really impromptu feeling to them, not super formal. He was very non-confrontational too, which made him easy to be interviewed by. And I think this is why people liked being interviewed by Larry King. Questions that he asked were easy to answer. And he asked about things that the average person would want to know. So again, like, he didn't overcomplicate it. Larry King was the kind of guy that would probably ask you what you had for lunch, or what's your favorite type of sandwich. I'm sure he's asked someone that question before. Another thing that I admire about Larry King is that he didn't go to college or university for journalism. He had a dream that he wanted to be on the radio. I guess keeping that dream in his mind, he made that happen. It materialized for him. Larry King's situation was a question of being in the right place at the right time. And that's what happened with him, and that's how he started in radio in Miami. It's probably better to have a dream to do something than to go to school for something and hope that things fall into place. That's just my opinion. And I admire him for doing that because he was so successful. I graduated high school, but I didn't go to school afterwards myself. I've been able to do a lot of things just by being in the right place at the right time and working hard. But I think the thing that drove him was his dream and his passion. And I can relate to that. Another thing I liked about Larry King was that he loved Twitter. And I love Twitter too. And he was an early adopter. In fact, he was in competition with Ashton Kutcher to be the first Twitter user to reach 1 million followers. This was back in 2009. I think Ashton Kutcher won. He became the first user with 1 million followers. Larry King enjoyed Twitter because it allowed his viewers to give him feedback. But although he was a Twitter user, he never owned a smartphone. He had one of these. Flip phone. Look at this.
Look at this.
Look at this.
Look, people are clapping.
Look at this.
Look at this. I guess he used Twitter on a computer, never on a phone. The last thing I want to talk about is Larry King's iconic microphone that he had on his desk. That microphone that he had was just a visual thing, but it was his signature. I kind of like that because this is a working microphone. It's certainly a weird-looking microphone, but I like it because it's in all my videos, so it's sort of become a fixture in my videos, so it's kind of like that. The microphone that he had was this very Art Deco-looking microphone from the 30s. It was the RCA Type 77D. Really nice-looking microphone. I don't think it was ever plugged in, though, at least in the later years. The world has lost a broadcasting legend. But if you never took the time to learn about him, he's a very interesting person. And there's tons and tons of clips online from over the years. His interviews are just very interesting. So check them out.